Hi guys, welcome back to our channel Naughty Threads. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, hit the subscribe button now and also press the bell icon to get all the future notifications. So in today's video, I will show you guys how to make these beautiful reversible beanies or hats. When it's December, it's winter, and we all know we need something warm to close our or to cover our ears. So this is very stylish, and it's a unisex beanie. It can be worn by both men and women, and it's an awesome hat for kids as well. So here I have made them in two different sizes and colors. You can choose any hook, any yarn. That's the best thing about this hat. It can be done in different sizes. So let's see in detail how this is done. So I'm going to use a 5mm hook and some yarn. We'll have to start with a slip knot. When I say slip knot, it is done like this. You make a loop around your finger like this and get this tail in between and put your hook under this strand here and pull it. So this becomes a slip knot. Now we will have to chain 12. Two, 3, 6, 11 and 12. So I have 12 chains here. Now we'll be working back in these chains. So we'll have to skip this first stitch here. The 12th one you will skip and start working single crochets in each of these chain loops. So don't touch this stitch. Go into this one, pull a loop and come out, and then pass through both the loops. So same way, continue till the end. So in this step we are supposed to have 11 single crochet stitches. So let us count if we have 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So we have 11 stitches. This is how it is going to look on the other side. So before we turn our work, we'll work one single chain and then turn it around. Here we'll have to work single crochet. We'll have to skip this stitch here and this is the loop from the previous single crochet, you just have to pick up the back loop. Only the back loop here. So continue working single crochets till the end. And this is the last one. So this is how it should look. We'll chain one again and then turn around. Continue the same thing. Single crochets in the back loop only. So you will leave this chain one and start from the second one. So you will keep working the same thing until we reach the desired length. Now the length of this piece will depend on the size of the beanie you want. So I'll just work a little more and then show you guys. So this is how the pattern turned out to be. You'll have to measure the head size and continue doing until you reach that length. Now say for example if the head size is around 20 inches, you will just work this. The length of the piece you are working will be around 18 inches. So always reduce 2 to 3 inches. The reason being this will stretch when you wear it. Okay, so the size I am going to work, for that size I will need about 20 to 21 inches long. So same way we will continue this and then I'll show you the next step. So the band is complete. I have reached the desired length. So this is how it is going to be. It is going to stretch, so you have to keep that in mind before you decide the length. Now we will join this. We are going to join both the ends. So we are going to join it using a slip stitch. So you just have to pass this loop through that chain. Now for the second one, we'll go below this stitch and then this stitch here, pull a loop, and pass through this one. So just continue doing a slip stitch till the end. This is the last stitch here. So this is how it should look. So you can decide which one you want it to be the right side. Both the sides can be used because both have a different texture and pattern. So I will just reverse it and I'll continue the main hat part here. So for that, what we have to do is chain 1 and then start working half double crochets into each of these stitches here. Half double crochet is nothing but like a double crochet, but you just have to pass through all 3 instead of 2 and 2. This makes 1 half double crochet. So repeat the same thing all around. In each of the stitches here. This is how you will have to complete the circle and reach here. So I've reached the point from where I actually started. So this is where I started and here is the end. Now we are going to work the main hat part. So for that we'll have to work into this stitch here, this one. We are not going below this stitch, instead we are going below this one. And we are working half double crochets again. It might be difficult in the beginning to identify the stitch, but as and how you proceed, it will just get easier. So this is what is called a camel stitch. It forms a very nice chain kind of pattern once we are done with this. So for every stitch you will have to go into the back loop. So if you can see the chains here, it will create this pattern and this will continue throughout the hat. So you just have to keep in mind to work into these loops and not under these. So this way you will continue working for about 9 to 10 inches from this point. Just keep working until you reach that length. I have finished the main part of this hat. So here I have worked 9 inches long from this point. It's 9 inches. Once you've reached this length, you'll have to start decreasing so that the hat gets covered. So here at this point I'm going to just add this safety pin as a stitch marker, because from here we'll have to work 5 half double crochets. Again we are working in the back loop only. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After 5 stitches, the next stitch is a little different. We'll do a half double like this, and then without winding you'll go into the second loop, grab a loop and come out. Here we have 4 loops on the needle, and then you will pass from 2 and 3. So we'll continue the same pattern, 5 half double crochets, and this is called 2 together, 2 half double crochets together. That's what this stitch is called. Now again continue with 5 half doubles. This is the 5th one. So the next one, I'm going into the very next loop, just grabbing a loop, and then without winding you go in and grab another loop and come out. So pass from the first 2 and then 3. So we have another stitch here. So you will continue the same until you reach the stitch marker here. So from now on every step will change. So here in this step we have done 5 half double crochets. In the next step we will reduce it to 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. That's how this gets closed on the top. So I'll get here and I'll show you the next step. So I've reached the point from where I started. Now after this 2 together stitch, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 stitches, and I'm left with 2 more. In case you are not left with any stitches, that's absolutely fine. So first 2 and then 3. And from now on we'll start with 4 half double crochet. This round completely will be 4 half double crochet stitches and 1 2 together stitch. I'm just going to move my stitch marker to here. So I've made 4 half double crochets. Then make 4 half double crochets. So same way you will continue until you reach this point. The next step, instead of 4 half double crochets, you will reduce it to 3, and then 2, and then 1. So that way you will continue. So here in this step, I have made 1 half double crochet and 1 half double crochet 2 together stitch. So I am done with 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So this is the final step I have reached, and the pin is here. So from this point onwards, we will just continue doing the half double crochet, 2 together stitch until this part is covered. It is so much open. So no more half double crochets in this step. We will just keep doing the other stitch. So pass through first 2 and then 3. So throughout you will just continue with this stitch. So until this hole gets completely closed, you will just continue working this stitch. The gap is almost covered. I am just left with last few stitches. Now, as the hole or the gap gets smaller, it is difficult to identify the point where to pierce, but you can take your time and do it very slowly. I think I'll just stop with one more stitch. I think we'll stop here. I'm going to leave about 10 to 15 inches and then cut this end and then pull this out. So at this stage this is how it will look. What I'll do is I'll just use a needle and stitch it. You can use a tapestry needle to do this step. I'm just going randomly here, one next to the other. But make sure to go below all the stitches. That way there will be no gap on the top. I think this is covered now. Now let us weave the loose end. You can just keep passing below the stitches like this. Make sure to go in between the stitches and not right below the stitch. If you go below the stitch, then it might show up on this side. Now since this is a reversible hat, we have to keep that in mind. And then I'm going to go back in a few more stitches. Trim it. So if you have any loose end in the beginning, you can do the same thing. Now this is too short for me to weave using this needle, so I'll be using a different needle to weave this. In case you have any knots in between, you have to do the same thing. So this is the other side of the hat. Both the sides look very nice. This is one side, and this side it shows like a chain rib. You can wear it any side. So here's the final look of this slouchy beanie. This is reversible as mentioned earlier. Now for this one I have kept this side on the top, and for the grey one I've kept this chain rib side on the top. You can reverse it anytime. See how beautiful it looks. Camel stitch is very pretty, so you can use them to make anything of your choice, like baby blankets, baby dress, skirts. So I hope you guys like the tutorial I shared. In case you have made any beanies following this, please share it with us, and I will post them on Facebook and Instagram. So that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and I'll be back with more interesting and fun videos. Until then, take care. Bye bye.